If your dog could text you right now, would it send a heart emoji or 57 poop emojis followed by a blurry pic of your chewed-up AirPods? Welcome to Animal-Computer Interaction, where pets are getting tech-savvy and your goldfish might soon start leaving voice notes. But here's the twist, this isn't just about animals. It's about you becoming a master storyteller by learning how to connect, not just communicate. Because when dolphins are gossiping in whistles and dogs are syncing their snouts with data, your stale PowerPoint doesn't stand a chance. Ready to learn storytelling so good even your cat won't look bored? Then let's begin, because this ride is where your message finally learns to bark, whistle, and wow. 1. Why should you care about animal-computer interaction? Because it's the funniest, weirdest, most inspiring storytelling masterclass nature never asked for and probably would have side-eyed if it had. Here's the wild premise. What if animals could talk to us not in cartoons or Disney movies, but in real, factual, science-backed ways? What if, by listening to them, we learn to listen to our fellow humans better? Animal-computer interaction isn't about turning your cat into a Twitch streamer, although, let's be honest, it'd have more followers than you. It's about creating technologies that allow animals to express needs, emotions, and choices and teaching us how to listen better. It demands that we simplify our messages, clarify our intent, and prioritize empathy, which, spoiler alert, are the exact ingredients of magnetic storytelling. If a chicken can peck a screen to express a preference, surely you can structure a compelling narrative. ACI forces us to stop blabbing and start empathizing. It's a lesson for every marketer, storyteller, teacher, and leader. Because if you can tell a story that a horse understands, your next sales pitch will gallop past the competition and maybe leave a few hoof prints on your heart. 2. Dolphin gossip and other 2025 miracles. Let's start with the greatest plot twist of 2025. Dolphins have been gossiping behind our backs, and they've probably been doing it better than us. Earlier this year, scientists at the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution decoded over 20 types of non-signature dolphin whistles. Think of them as dolphin emojis. One means, yikes. Another means, whoa, bro, that shark was close. This wasn't science fiction. It was science funded by the $100,000 Collar Doolittle Prize. Yes, that's Doolittle as in the doctor who talks to animals. Turns out he was just ahead of his time. Even more fascinating, these shared whistles suggest dolphins aren't just saying their names, they're having emotional exchanges, conversations, reactions, maybe even passive-aggressive shade about your paddleboard. Now imagine that same research applied to your brand, your audience, your story. Because great storytelling starts the same way. Understanding the signals your audience is already sending and speaking their language. Dolphins use whistles. People use scrolls, likes, sighs, or confused eye twitches in Zoom calls. When you learn to decode those cues, your content stops being content, it becomes connection. Real, felt, powerful, and a little splashy if you're lucky. 3. Dogs with Wi-Fi noses. Yes. Really. Next up, dogs. Man's best friend. Now also walking, sniffing crime labs with better Wi-Fi than your living room. A startup in Florida called Connery is developing a nose-computer interface. The goal? Tap directly into a dog's olfactory neurons to detect explosives, fentanyl, and other threats in real time. Picture it. A dog sniffs a bag, and instead of barking, the data pops up on a screen like, suspicious. 89% chance of C4, 11% chance of pepperoni. Forget chatbots. These are sniff bots, and they're here to save lives and chew bones, and they're all out of bones. This isn't just innovation, it's instinct in digital form. It shows us that communication doesn't have to be verbal to be effective. Sometimes your nose knows more than your tongue ever could. But it's not just about canine CSI. This tech teaches us something crucial about storytelling. Simplicity, sensory, signal. Dogs don't care about adjectives. They trust what they smell. Likewise, your audience doesn't care about your buzzwords. They trust what they feel. Storytelling in 2025 needs to bypass jargon and get straight to the gut, or the snout. 4. Can AI help you talk to your cat? In July 2025, the London School of Economics announced a new Centre for Animal Sentience. Funded with £4 million, this research center will explore how AI can help humans speak with pets. Finally, you'll know if your cat loves you or is just waiting for you to die so it can eat your face. This isn't Dr. Dolittle fantasy, it's neuroscience, cognition, and machine learning converging to decode animal intent. No more guessing if your cat is upset because of the vacuum or your general existence. Imagine an app that says, "Your rabbit is feeling anxious today," or a collar that lights up, "The guinea pig would prefer cucumber over kale." This is where ACI meets emotional intelligence and storytelling explodes with possibilities. All jokes aside, this is huge. Researchers aren't teaching animals to talk, they're using AI to understand how animals feel, what they want, and how they perceive the world. That means storytelling no longer needs to be verbal. It can be emotional, intuitive, even sniff-based. This flips everything on its head. We don't build empathy by talking more. We build it by observing, sensing, and being quiet long enough to hear what's already there. And that's the best storytelling lesson you'll ever get. From a dog, a dolphin, or your snarky parrot. Especially your snarky parrot. 5. So what does this have to do with you? You might be wondering, okay, but I'm not decoding dolphin emojis or wiring dogs to Wi-Fi. What does this mean for me? Everything. Because ACI forces us to communicate clearly, simply, and emotionally, skills that separate boring content from unforgettable storytelling. Whether you're pitching a product, building a brand, coaching a team, or trying to get your toddler to eat broccoli, your ability to connect across differences is everything. Think about it. If researchers can get a hamster to interact with a screen using nose boops, you can definitely write a landing page that makes people click. Want your audience to listen like a curious dolphin? Surprise them. Want them to trust you like a loyal dog? Be consistent, be real, and don't lie. Want them to take action? Speak to instinct, not intellect. Try this today. Write a short story or script from your dog or cat's point of view. Describe a walk, a bath, a squirrel chase, but only use feelings, smells, sounds, and emotion over words. You'll be shocked how powerful your writing becomes. And that's the point. The best storytelling isn't about clever words. It's about how you make people feel. If animals can teach us that, we'd be fools not to learn, or at least sit and stay. 6. Exceeding expectations, with empathy and a side of laughs. Let's be honest. You came here expecting a quirky video about animals and tech. You're leaving with insights on empathy, narrative flow, sensory communication, and actual scientific breakthroughs. Surprise! That's the power of exceeding expectations. And it's a trick you can and should use in every story you tell. Be the creator who says more than expected. The marketer who makes people feel, not just click. The teacher who listens like a dolphin researcher and speaks like a Labrador. Clear, joyful, and impossible to ignore. Want to really stand out in a noisy, content-overloaded world? Then surprise your audience with substance. Make them laugh. Make them feel. Then deliver something deeply meaningful. Remember this, people don't remember facts. They remember moments that made them laugh, cry, or go, wait, what? Build those moments. Rehearse them. Deliver them like a dolphin whistle in a sea of static. And if you do it right, your audience won't just hear your story, they'll remember it, share it, and maybe even feel it all the way down to their tails. Animal-computer interaction is transforming not just technology, but how we connect across species, emotions, and instincts. From decoding dolphin whistles to building AI that understands pets, the future of communication is wildly intelligent and deeply empathetic. And here's the heart of it. Great storytelling isn't about fancy words, it's about feeling. When we embrace curiosity, instinct, and empathy, our stories don't just inform, they connect. Not just with people, but with the entire living world. If this video made you laugh, made you think, or made you text your dog, "I love you," just in case, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe for more insights into storytelling, empathy, and future tech that actually makes life better. Drop a comment below. What would you ask your pet if it could answer back?